Hi, Dan. Welcome to the Tech Recruitment Podcast. I'm super excited to welcome you here because you are the sourcing expert. You are someone who specializes in sourcing professionals, not just in the IT field, but you seem to be the person who really understands how to find people. You even created the software with different approaches on how to find candidates. So this is what we are going to talk about, and you are keen to share the screen, which is awesome. So welcome again to the podcast.
Well, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it. Sourcing. Let's just jump in. So sourcing is where it all starts. I mean, the reality is this: I don't care how good you are on the phone. You got to find the people to talk to them. I don't care how good you are at selling them at the job. You still have to find them. So it all starts with sourcing. The sourcing life cycle starts with research. You got to understand what it is you're searching. So we're going to look at, this is a tool I created called Sourcing. I'm using it because it's easier than me going to different links and showing you different stuff. It's just simpler. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in an area which is called the word lookup military area. Java. I mean, everybody needs Java. Let's keep it simple. Let's just Java. So let's find out, what is Java? Well, we type in Java and we populate all these places, and then we got to figure out what is Java. Now, I could use all of these to find out what the word Java means, but I know for experience that this particular one is going to get me something special. So we're going to do something special. This is Java. You open it up, and it tells you Java, tells you when it was created, gives you links to stuff, and then it gives you an actual full-blown, hey, this is Java, here it is, and here's why, and all that. Here's technologies of Java. But for those of us who are looking to put together a search string, this is what matters most. Synonyms. Synonym is a word that means the same as another word. That means this is your OR string. All these things also mean Java. Java X, J2SE, J2E is in here somewhere, J2E is in here. Believe me, anytime I look for something, I always look up the synonyms because that's the easiest way to find my OR strings. And then, of course, you get other information here, which is good to have. All this information is available to you, all of it. So you now have, you know what Java is, you know what it is. So now you're on to your next part. Find them. Well, for me, I did my tool, so I always go here. I'm going to go ahead. I need a Java developer. I'm going to punch in Java developer, populate all, and I get all these places to search for people. Every last one of them.
That's just so cool. And there are so many different websites. Are these links to websites? Just to clarify for people who
some of them open the website and put the search in for you. Some of them are X-rays into it, advanced Boolean X-raying, and I'll show you. I'll just show you an example real quick. Let's hit Facebook. So what I did here, and it's pretty simple, is I am X-raying into Facebook, looking for the word Java developer around 10 to present. Every Facebook profile that says where they're currently working says to present. So I'm saying, hey, look for the word to present, look 10 words before or after for the word Java developer. Now you're probably thinking, well, 22 people isn't a lot. It's not, but you got to understand you're talking about different sites do things differently. So if I change this to engineer, we get 2, but if I go ahead and change this to
would be Java full stack, for example, and different combinations of it, right?
Oh yeah, you could. If I change this to software engineer, all of a sudden it says I'm a robot. I'm not. Well, and look at how many I get. But now let's go ahead and add in the word Java at the end. Now we get 27. You see, in Facebook, most people aren't going to say Java developer or anything. They're just going to have a generic title like software engineer or something. But you get the general idea. Now, this is where you want to target companies. So as an example, I know, and the research, the research can also tell you what companies use Java. Amazon is a heavy Java shop. So, well, we got 6. Now let's go ahead and take this off. And you just play with it, and voila.
5,500.
There's
Nice.
what we want. Amazon Web Services, software. I mean, now we're good. You see what I'm saying? I give you the start. The rest is up to you. But let's find one where there's no doubt boatloads. And I'm going to show you in a place that most people don't think to go, SlideShare. There are 10,400 resumes in SlideShare of Java developers. 10,400.
That's awesome.
Now, let me give you another piece of advice. When you're searching, always go to images. In most cases, these are real resumes of real people. The string automatically looks for resume or CV or vitae. You don't need to spell out curriculum vitae, or bio or profile. Any of those things will get me what I want. And we automatically get all these resumes, and most of them are real resumes. And if you get some junk in here, it's not hard to do. You just go ahead into your tools area, and then you look at the different sizes, user types, all sorts of stuff. In my case, most resumes are black and white, so I tend to change it black and white. There are some color, most are black and white. So if I change this to black and white, I'm only going to get resumes. I might miss a couple because a couple are color. I mean, but there's a little blue. If majority, I think if I remember correctly, the way Google does it, if 70% or more of the document is black and white, it's considered black and white. So,
and would there be an option with these SlideShare PDF files? Would there be an option to look for some of the recent ones, just to avoid some CVs that are outdated and let's say 10 years old?
Funny you should say that. Tools, anytime.
Last year. Nice.
Last year. I mean, I don't know. There's not much else to do. These were all up in the last year. So it's kind of that simple. We try to make it simple. Now, I know a lot of you use LinkedIn. LinkedIn's the alpha, the omega, and all that. It's not. So I'm going to tell you some things about the good old LinkedIn, or as a lot of us call it, the Blue Devil. When you search in LinkedIn, whether you have a regular LinkedIn, LinkedIn Recruiter, Navigator, or whatever other versions they have out there, you are limited to 1,000 results, period. Those 1,000 results are, if you have a non-paid version of LinkedIn, are only going to be your first, second levels. So you don't get to the third levels. If we assume, or presume, I should say, I hate the word assume, that LinkedIn's 770 million profiles are all real, all legit, and all living. They're not, but let's assume they are. If you can only see 1,000, that means it is mathematically impossible to see everybody. Just can't be done. So there, and then when you do find them, remember, unless you have a tool to find an email, you're subject to their email, to their IM, which isn't good. So let's go ahead. I'm going to stick in the US just because I feel like it. We have 3,190 people who say they are a Java developer and have an email address in their profile. Let's see if that, oh, wow, Gmail. Oh, another Gmail. Oh, another Gmail. I don't need LinkedIn instant messaging or whatever the heck, it's emails. I just need this. Now, we use a tool called Instant Data Scraper. And voila, we have it all. Pretty neat, simple. And if you don't like that particular tool, there's another tool called Easy Scraper. We use that tool. And voila, nice, easy peasy, done.
And do you export all of these 3,190 results, or is there a limit to scrape?
No, it depends on which tool you use. In most cases, let me get to the bottom here real quick. I'm using a tool that will instantly scroll to the bottom of the page because I'm lazy and I do not feel like doing it. Well, it's not that I'm lazy. I just don't want to keep doing it. So it's going to do it for me. So just wait till we get to the bottom of the page. Okay, so that's as far as it can go. It does have a limit. Or is that Google's limit? Okay, anyway, let's just say we've gotten all the way down to the bottom. I don't know how many it is. First of all, we all know that Google also limits your results. So you're not going to get all 3,100 and whatever, but you are going to get quite a few of them. And because they have email addresses, which is something you can't search for in LinkedIn, you'll get people with LinkedIn with email addresses. So that makes it. So in this case, let's see how many we ended up getting. This is easier because there are 82 in this.
Is it some extension that is able to extract just emails?
Yeah, email extractor.
Oh, well, that's a good name of an extension. Email extractor.
You want to make it simple. Now, keep in mind, email extractor is only extracting emails that are on page. Like this one here, it won't extract because the whole email isn't there, but the email is in the profile. And some of these scrapers will still get it that way. So you got to understand that's the other part. Like this is Gmail. He or she has got a Gmail in their profile. So once you scrape the ones that you get the email for, what you do is you come back. Okay, we didn't get one for this one because of that. You just open up in LinkedIn and just it's going to be right there. And this tool, email extractor, will still find it even in a LinkedIn profile. So you can fill 82 of them pretty darn easy. And like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to get all the way up here. And mind you, that was 82 with emails. You figure probably another 18 without that. The emails are embedded, so they couldn't pull them out. And so you have to go in and look for them. So you figure you got about 100 at least.
Yeah.
But again, remembering you're X-raying into LinkedIn, and that's not the only place to do it.
How would you use this strategy to find a candidate for a bit more complicated requirement? Because now we are looking based on the title, right? But what if the requirement from a client is someone who has at least 10 years of experience and used I don't know, and has fintech experience, for example, 10 years and experience with fintech?
Okay, so number one, it's hard to search. Unless you're in a LinkedIn or a job board, it's hard to search, and they're not 100% accurate about it for anything based on years. But there are some things you can do. So you want 10 years of experience. So let's play the game. We've already got this populated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go. Which one do I want to go to for this? I'm not going to mess with LinkedIn right now because that's just kind of no fun. It's kind of boring. Let's go to SlideShare. Okay, so we got this. 10 years of experience would be, it's 2024, so 2014. And what's the other thing? You said? Syntax?
Fintech. Experience with fintech or banking.
Oh, I thought you said syntax.
No. Fintech or banking.
Here we go. So what did I do? I looked for the word 2014. The logic being if they're 2014, that means either they graduated in 2014, so they have 10 years of experience, or they've got a job in 2014. And we asked for banking, which is also financial. So there's the first one right there. Let's see. That's a tool that allows me to view the profile without actually getting into it. This person has 17 years of experience, so that would be more than 10. They've got Java, plenty of Java, Wells Fargo. I mean, I could be wrong. I think Wells Fargo's is a bank, and so is Citigroup for that matter.
Nice. Well, this was an excellent example. This is just so cool. And now when we are going through this, I'm just thinking about all of the recruiters out there who are using LinkedIn on a very kind of a shallow level still, with the basic search and maybe some drop down, not even the more advanced Boolean search. And now the other side of the scale is this super advanced, well thought through search with the keyword. So, I mean, this is so cool, and I think everyone should start using it. But how can people actually get to a point when they even know what to do with a tool as powerful as this is?
Well, the idea behind it is you need to have some basic understandings of Boolean and Google Docs and stuff like that. Because what some of the things I do in here are not standard Boolean searches. As an example, just as an example, the LinkedIn search here for a Java developer, I'm using an anchor word called present. Everybody who's currently working says present in their profile. It's the way LinkedIn has it. I use double quotes because single quotes messes it up because LinkedIn's trying hard to make it harder to do what I'm doing. So the double quotes guarantee you get more. After this, though, you can do all sorts of neat things to understand and get more of what you want, but you got to understand basic Boolean. So as an example, if I were to do, let me think about this for a minute. Seattle, around 10. Now, this one's going to be interesting. I'm going to show you why I'm doing it So what we're doing now is this. So this person is a Java developer in the greater Seattle area. And that's right. I forgot they call it the greater Seattle area. So what I did here is I said, don't just look for Java developer, around the present, but look for Seattle at. Now, why at? And I'm going to show you why. Let me see if I'm signed into LinkedIn. I am. This is at right here. At the top of most profiles is the word at. The reason why it's important to go there is because a lot of people work remotely. Up here will always be where they live. Down here could be where the company is located. Now, in this case, it's not, but in some cases it is, or it'll say remote. So if you want to know where they live, it's usually up here. So that's why I said at. And so anchor words are your key to tearing apart any website. So as an example, every profile, let's look at my profile because it's just easier, and I don't really like picking on other people. Okay, there's my profile. So first of all, I live in Kent. I have Kent. Where I work is actually on the DC, but I chose to put Kent there because I'm remote, and that's just what I want. Most people don't do that. But let's look at what's available to us. At would be available. About. You could legitimately say about, look for email or contact me at or Hotmail or whatever around 10 about. And guess what? Within 10 words is my email. Featured is a category. Not everybody uses it, but some do. These are just some presentations I've done. Activity is a category. Posts and stuff you may have done. Experience is a anchor word. Education is an anchor word. Projects is an anchor word. Volunteering, skills. You see all these big things. These are all anchor words. Every profile has them. If they've got organizations, that's the anchor word. Doesn't mean they have them. Not all profiles put them in there, and unless there's something there, it isn't going to show up. But you get the general idea. And it's not just LinkedIn. It's literally every single solitary site out there. I'm going to pick on GitHub. Don't know why. I guess just because I can. I just got to figure out which one I want to pick on. Okay, we'll do this one. So, oh, that's StackShare. That's right. That's a StackShare search. Let me pick a different one. I've got several different searches in here. So I'm looking for a job developer. Let's look at his profile preview. It's called Search Preview, by the way. So let's see, what are his anchors? So first of all, let's go back to his actual website itself. There we go. So anchor number one, these icons, they're all there. Anchor number two, follow. Anchor number three, overview, repository, projects, package, stars. They're all anchor words. Let's see what else we have. GitHub stats is an anchor word. Most used languages is an anchor word. All these things that you see that are categories, we'll call them that, are anchor words. Contact in his case. They're all anchors. You can search on them if you know how.
No, that's so cool. I've never thought about it this way, probably because I didn't know about this keyword around. It's just so cool.
Around is probably the most powerful and used Boolean operator. Google Dork, actually, because it's beyond standard Boolean. See, standard Boolean is the at, the or, the and, the not, or the minus sign, depending on which browser you're on. Let's remember there are different Boolean operators work with different browsers. And then everything beyond that is much more advanced. And if you go down to like the research section here, there's actually listings for things that can help you. As an example, something people don't realize, if you want to look in the US for specific people in specific locations, this is what you need to use, because that's the way LinkedIn designates the areas. So for Seattle, when I looked earlier, I just put Seattle. What I needed to do, and I was just trying to be quick, I just didn't want to waste a lot of time, is Greater Seattle area is what they call it, actually. That's what I needed to put in there. So you have that, and then Boolean operators, if I remember correctly, oh, right there. It's a link to one of my posts I did a while ago with Boolean operators. You don't know what it means? Look, here's what they are. Every one of them. You can even do movies, date ranges, all in. I mean, you can do all of these.
Well, this is next level completely. This is just unbelievable.
Diversity. You want to look for a diverse candidate? Well, here are some of the words and things you can look for to find diverse candidates. Although, to be quite honest, I kind of make that easy enough because I have all of them pre-made already for diverse candidates.
Wow.
But still, you can use multiple anchors, like I showed you earlier. For LinkedIn, I do as many as 3 in this particular thing. Now, here's something really funny I'm going to show you guys, because I think this is one of the more interesting things. So let's see. We're going to use the word, we'll go with Java developer. I'm okay with it. And we're going to do present. Who does a better job, Bing or Google?
Wow, this is so cool. Bing versus Google, left and right frame.
Okay, so Bing has less people, but here's what you don't see. You see all these sponsored things? You don't see them over here. Sometimes Bing is a better option than Google. Bing also doesn't limit its results as much as Google.
Wow, so cool, so cool.
Yeah. I have it set so you can do it that way. And I just saw something.
So what do you think? What do you think should people start with? I mean, now I see the need to kind of go back to learn the foundation with regard to some of these operators around, for example. That's clear. But then what's next? I mean, should people who are looking for Java developers in Greece, should they go through all of these, let's say, one by one, or should they choose one or two or five?
As they get more experienced in using the tool, they'll know where to go. I try to keep it fairly organized. It's hard when you have over 300 different things to do. Most of the techie stuff is over here as far as heavy tech. That's where you see GitHub and Stack Overflow and SC Guild, and well, let's open a few of these. Public Code as an example. This is just a place where people are talking about Java development. You can go and this just searches for them. It's real simple. Now you want to see something funny? You see all these? Let's see if I can do this right. These are the ones that mention their Gmail addresses right in their profile.
Nice.
Or you could do Hotmail or whatever. So most of them over here are more techie than the ones than the others. The others either can do everything or are not techie. Like this is search code. I love doing I love these type of things where you can find the code and then you just add in you're looking for an email or something, and this person's email address is sitting in here somewhere. And there's probably several of them, by the way. When you get a bunch of people talking about coding, they all put their email in there because they all want to be found. Some of them are better than others, but I'm one of these people that I would rather have it than not have it. Like he has 1,210 people in HackerRight say they're Java developers. There's one right there. Let's see what he looks like. Or she. I'm going to go with male. He's in India, and we get all this information here. So if you need someone in India, he's got a decent background. He just graduated in 2014 from college. He graduated from high school in 2009. Higher secondary education usually is GPA of 8.45 means he actually had a 3.7, I believe, if I remember. But you'd have to look up. I can't remember the exact differences between CGPA and just GPA. There is a difference, though. And he's working at Oracle.
Nice. 10 years of experience. Awesome.
What I like is I don't have to actually open it up to get in there so now I know if I like him. Now I'll open up and get the whole profile. But I don't have to waste time. I can do each one separately. That's what the search preview is really good for.
Yeah, I really like how you use these extensions that enable you to see a preview of a document or a new tab without
the tool does have a list of extensions that I like.
Oh wow, all of them.
As well as sites and tools I like. Because I don't want you to have to go anywhere. I want you to go to one place, be able to do what you want to do. And guys, if all you have is their name, please don't say, well, I can't, all I have is the name. How am I going to contact them? Let's use some common sense. I'm going to pick on myself. I'm an open true people. That's not me. I live in Kent, Washington. Kent, 61. Yes, I just turned. Let's open it up. That's my address. Those are my phone numbers except for that one. Those are email addresses. That one's no longer good, and that's my daughter. But these other two, they're me. I mean, just because you can't do it. All you need to really find somebody's contact info, their name, and an approximate age. Now, how do you get an approximate age? Knew that was coming. I'm getting good at this, dude. Been doing it a little while. Let's play a game. No, let's not. Let's play a game. We're gonna look at my profile. I'm just gonna open up LinkedIn just because it's easier to do it this way. We'll do that one. I don't really care. Oh, that didn't open LinkedIn itself. Forgot. Let me open up LinkedIn real quick. I'm a very organized person. I like everything to be in specific places. So you'll see I tend to keep things where they are because I don't like to spend time looking for things. It's a waste. All right. You ready? Here's the game. As soon as it finishes coming. Let's go all the way down here. Where is the education? Right there. So let's open the education. Now this is a little tougher because I had to redo my education later, but 2009, 2010. First of all, you know I didn't get a BH in 1 year of actual school. It's because I'm ex-military, so I have. So for me, that would not work. But what would work is going to experience. If we presume I had to be at least 18 to join the military, because that's kind of law, that means 83. So 83 to 2000 is 17 years. So now I'm 35. Now we have another 24. Now I'm 59. Okay, I'm 61, but that's because I didn't join right away. Where is it? Okay, let me get, I was looking for the one thing, but 59. Let's go to the real names again. Okay, he's 58, but we know I live in Kent. It says so right on LinkedIn. He's 34. That can't be me. That's unknown, but it also says Maryland. I don't live in Maryland. That says Kent. Okay. That says 62, but that's California. So we already know for a fact that, first of all, this one here, it's got to be me because 1, Kent, 2, 61, 59, a couple years. That's probably pretty darn accurate. And that's how it's done. Everybody, it can be done with anybody. Let's pick on somebody else. I'm gonna pick on anybody I want, really. Let's pick on him.
Try to pick me. I'm not in the US, so we will see if this works.
Well, let me do this one first because I'm already on him and I do know him. Okay, so here's a problem. We know for a fact that he got decided to go, and we know this recruit. That's Marines, and that's just a couple years ago. So that means the method won't necessarily work for him, but won't not necessarily. So now we go to the work, and here we go. Infantry team leader. Okay, so that was 2010. So first thing we got to understand, he's an infantry team leader. In order to be a team leader, if you understand the military, he would need to be at least an E4, which means he had to be in the Marines because they make rank slower, at least 3 years. So now we already know he's 3 years older than this. Then he had to be 18 to join. So 18, 3, 21. So 21, 2010. So now we already know he's somewhere close to 40, which is really all we need to know. Now let's see. And that's probably pretty accurate. So now I'm going to brace and blow everybody's mind real quick. Maybe.
Let's check ID. Oh, wow. From LinkedIn, you opened a new image from LinkedIn to face check ID.
Yeah, it's right there. All I did was do that. Yeah. And then I searched on the image. I'm in first place, so that means it'll be the next one that runs. We'll just let it run, give it a minute or two. Here we go. While it's doing that, we're going to do another type of search here, image search. We will do a Google image search. We know his name is Jeff Otterson. Google's going to come up with something stupid. They always do. I hate this. White collar worker. What's his name? Did we say Jeff Otterman? 2 T's are on. Otterson. There we go. And wow, look at this. He's also here. You get the idea how easy it is to find people. Let's see what face check did in LinkedIn. So obviously we want 83 or higher. That is not him. That is not him. That's actually a guy on CNN. So this is the only one that says LinkedIn. So this particular tool can't find anything other than his LinkedIn profile, which is fine because we found something here. Right, where was it? Right there. Brief intern from Minneapolis to Jeff. I moved in 2000 after a few years. So I mean, this is actually, if it's the same one. Nope, that's not him. That's I know who that is actually. I only know because of that. So in this case, we didn't find a whole lot more on him, which happens, but we know about his age. And I'd say looking at him, I could put his picture into a tool I have that will tell me his approximate age based on the picture. but I'm not going to. It takes time, and I don't want to waste a lot of people's time. I actually know him and know how old he is because, well, he's from the company I work for. I actually know him very well, and I know how old he is. And I can tell you right now, the approximation I made is within 2 years.
So 45?
No, that's not what we said. Let's go through it again. 2010 as infantry team leader.
Mm-hmm.
I know he had to be at least an E4 to be a team leader. That's at least 4 years to get there. So that means if he joined at 18, 4 years is 2020 is 222. Then he's got 14 more years between 2010 and 2024. So that would mean what? 36.
36, yeah.
So he's in his 30s. I always give a 2-year up and down. So 34 to 38. 40 on the outside, but I already know he's not. He's actually 37, FYI.
It's around my age. Awesome.
Yo, babies, I'm old enough to be your father.
Yeah.
I've been around a long time.
Oh, that's why we are here learning from you, you know?
So it's not hard to do. It takes a little time, and that's what usually turns people off from actually being real sourcers and real researchers. It's the time. But here's what you need to take into account. Yes, you can find your people quick on LinkedIn, and you can get your 18% reply rate on instant message. And you can send your hiring managers the same people they've already seen a gazillion times because you're seeing the same 1,000 people over and over and over again, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
Or you take a few extra minutes, not a lot of extra minutes, just a few extra minutes, and get people that they haven't seen before, people that might actually look better than just LinkedIn. There are hiring managers out there. I just say, if you find them on LinkedIn first, I don't want to see them. If you find them somewhere else and then find LinkedIn, that's fine, because that means they're not part of the 1,000. But I just don't. Now I'm going to show you guys something, because I know you guys are thinking, oh my God, it's so hard to find contact information. Well, I just showed you how easy it is. But there are things out there that can help make your job easier. So I'm going to do something interesting. I'm just going to populate for Java, and I'm going to do GitHub. Okay, so these are GitHub people. So we're going to actually open this profile, something I don't do a lot of. We're going to go back to his thing here. Okay, no email. Oh, wow, that's a shame that there's no email. If only there was a way to get his email. Oh, it's right there. The tool is called Email from GitHub. Such an ingenious name. It finds their email. Now, how? So this is where things get tricky, spicy. We're going to open up one of his repositories. I'm about to blow somebody's mind, I hope. We're going to go to his commits. Now, I have to remember this because it's been such a long time since I've done this, because I just don't anymore. We're going to come to this, and we're going to go all the way to the end, and we're going to do dot. Now, give me a minute to remember, because there's a few different things. It's been a long time since I've done this trick, because the tool up there does it for me automatically, so I just don't bother anymore. So just give me a minute. I got to remember what it is. I'm actually looking at a bunch of my old presentations that might actually give me a hint.
Hey everybody, it's Dean Costa.
You hear me?
I'm going to show you a little trick. You can see it in front of you. I did a little X-ray into GitHub. So
could it be some JSON, like extension JSON or XML?
No, this is different.
My name is Dean. A quick GitHub.
Okay, that didn't do. That's not the one. I can't remember if it's dot something. I just got to remember what it is. Patch. I think it might be patch. Yes.
Oh,
it
wow.
Is. And there's his email.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Really, that is the email, Vincent.
I knew it was something. Sorry, it's just I've got so much. You got to understand, I have so many things just in my head that every once in a while, and because of this tool up here being able to do it for me automatically, I've kind of forgotten. I don't use that particular trick anymore.
Well, this is just so cool, really. You went to the commit and then changed the URL, and then
I just added at the end dot patch for the URL. That's all I did.
Wow.
You'd be surprised what you can do within a URL to get information that you didn't think you could get. I mean, URLs are really, really interesting. As an example, you ever look at a LinkedIn profile and sometimes it's their first name and it's an initial? Look at the URL. At least 70% of the time, it has their full name.
Oh, really? Yeah, true.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, and not just that, but you'd be surprised what you can do if you look at the code behind a page. Perfect example. No, let's not use this one. Let's use my example. Let's say we're on my web page. Let's forget I have an email address or something, but let's just say I don't. Go down to view page source, then do find and put in email. Oh, email exists. And if you read along the line, I'm not doing it because if you guys send me a bunch of emails, I'm going to be annoyed. But at the end is my email. At the end of that line is my actual email.
Awesome. Awesome.
You'd be surprised what you can do just by looking at that. There are sometimes you can't scrape a page the nice way, but if you open up that section, all the info you need is right there. You may have to clean it up, but you can get it all. Or their emails there, or their phone numbers there, or something. There are all sorts of tricks to do it. It takes time, but you see, that's what you need to understand. Do you want to be a dart thrower, or do you want to be a chess player? A dart thrower is somebody who just grabs a bunch of resumes, fills them up, throws a dart, and hopes that's the right one.
Oh, right. Not really. No, not that one.
That's what people on LinkedIn are doing.
Yeah.
You're going to get a lot of people that look like they could do the job, but the problem is how are you going to contact them, and has the hiring manager already seen them and everything?
Yeah. And based on your
chess player, you can find people that they haven't seen. But here's the other thing to keep in mind. I'm sorry for interrupting you. When you are sourcing, you're going to get a job, and you're going to have these are the nice to have, these are the must-haves, and these are the nice to haves. So let me explain to you the way you really want to do that. We're going to do this the easy way. We're going to change this, and I'm going to show you exactly why this is important. Job developer. Let's say that's the must-have. They have to be a job developer. Okay, I'm going to open up SlideShare. We already know there's 11,000 people. Now comes the nice to haves. SQL, HTML. What was that thing we were looking for earlier?
CSS or Angular?
Thank you. Now let's see. 1,500. That's still okay. So we started with 11,000 with our must-have. Now what we do is we use our nice-to-haves to get a more reasonable amount of people. Now why? The reason is because what if you start with your nice-to-haves and there's one person, and you have to start taking them back? I prefer to start big and go small, and the reason I do that is because I learn as I do it. I see things, I'm like, oh, okay, wait a minute, that's this. And you learn as you go. That's how I learned how to look at a lot. There we go, 418, still too many. I really want to get it now down to about 100 or less. 602, wow, that shouldn't have done that. I'm in SlideShare, that's why. Let's see, let's do one more that might get us down there a little bit. J2E will enhance it, because it's also Java anyway. Angular, SQL, blue. Oh, there we go. That's manageable enough. 135, still a little more than I'd like, but still it's 135. So that's not bad. So now let's do one more thing and narrow it down. This is probably going to narrow it down significantly. Oh, wait, sorry. 2. Perfect. So now that we know that, we want them in SAL, let's take away 1 or 2. I know C++ is going to be one of the bigger ones. Let's take away Angular. No, let's not. Let's take away Unix, even though I'm sure that's not going to change it that drastically, but I could be wrong. 25, we're getting there. Now we're going to go the other way. There we go. Now I'm happy. 84, I'm good. So that's why I start big. Normally in my search, I would have started here and then put in my location first, so I knew what I was dealing with. I just wanted to show you guys this. So I have 279. I still have a few more than I really want. So now I would start putting in the other things and knowing what I know. Java is a programming language, and we need a backend, a database. So we're going to go with SQL, and there I am. I'm pretty happy with that. HTML would be my front end, but I'm not going to worry about that. We're going to assume this is more of a middle back end person. So Java would be the programming, and SQL's the database. For those of you who don't know, you have to have your UI, for lack of a better term, and this may not be totally the correct way, but I'm saying your interpreter to go from the UI to the back end, which is usually your database. Am I wrong? You're the developer. Let me explain. I'm a guy who can develop. I'm not a developer. I have to go over here every once in a while and pick up my little Python book to remember certain syntaxes because I don't do it a lot. So I have to, wait, what's that syntax to call that? What's that way? Because I don't do it enough, but I can.
Yeah.
So I'm not a. There's a difference between a developer and someone who can. Huge difference.
Well, you know how to use it to search developers, and that's enough for our purpose. That's pretty much awesome.
Well,
really.
I'm the one that does all this programming behind the scenes for this, and you guys don't know what that entails. So I'm going to show you real quick because I think this is one of the things I think is the most funny. So I'm going to do that particular search right there, the sourcing piece real quick. And I'm going to open the notepad. This is all HTML, JavaScript, and a little bit of CSS and Java, as you can see. I do all that programming myself.
Super cool.
I have a friend of mine who does the front end stuff, the UI, and that's just because I'm just too busy to do it. I just can't do both. This takes up a lot of my time because everything I put on the versions online that you can get of this tool, I test here for months to get it just right before I stick it over here. This is the ones we can get online. It's at thesourcinglinks.com. There's a free version. There's a big update coming, and I have to sign in again. Been a while. That's one thing I do like about this thing. It doesn't. You got it, yeah. And then so you have these. This is the free. This is silver, platinum, gold, and then platinum, and you get all this stuff. Key for this tool, like any tool, is almost more about saving time. Where can you go and put in Java developer and just one time and populate everything rather than cutting and pasting or retyping it over and over and over. And I'm gonna show you something pretty cool if this works, which it should. Okay, this person, Andrew Holm Hansen, has been approved to be an expert witness in any trial involving Java development. Now, I don't know about y'all, but if the courts say he's an expert for trials which could include life and death, then he probably is pretty damn good.
Wow, that's very interesting way to find candidates. I mean, I would never have thought about going to this website, jurispro.com.
Yeah, now, well, it's already in here. I make it easier.
Wow.
Everything's here.
I thought I'm the sourcing geek, but I see you are the next level, really, with all of these different keywords and approaches. Is just so cool, and also, just the fact that you enable others to use this tool, it's just unbelievable. So I'll include the website in the show notes.
I want to be honest here, guys. The tool's available. There's a free version, but it's like 10% of what the big version is.
Yeah.
But there are paid versions, and that's because it's my time, and I have to have the website, and I'm paying. I don't make much. What little bit I make, which is like $1 per person, goes to my grandkids' college fund because and it's 20, 40, and 50 a month unless you buy it by the year, and then you get 2 months for free. I'm not telling you to buy it. I do not push it like that. If the bronze is good for you, then stay with the bronze. But for me, I do all my sourcing and all my work out of this tool because it's just easier. That's how it got started several years ago. It's just me saying I'm tired of putting all these different strings into an Excel sheet and having to go copy paste. Let's just make something that I can just go and save. It probably saves me a couple hours a day because I don't have to constantly retype or reopen pages. It's all right there. That's me.
Yeah, and it's great because you may even forget that there is a website such as one of those 350, and this is a great way just to go from one to the other, try different searches. It reminds you that the search exists, so it's super helpful.
I have forgotten sometimes. The other day I was looking for something and I forgot about ArcDev, and ArcDev had exactly who I was looking for, and I totally forgot about it because it's hard to remember them all there.
Awesome. And do you also have some sourcing training? I know you wrote the books, but do you also have some video training where you show how to use the tool and different approaches?
Yes, I do actually. Let me add last minute for the meeting. Oh, okay. Let me share my screen again because it's easier that way. So for one, if you're in here and you go to help, there are, let me get rid of that. There is videos right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing is if you go to my YouTube page, there are hundreds of videos, some about this tool, some about other things that are out there. Don't worry about the Godzilla. Oh, I have to look at that one. That one's going to be cool. My son and I are Godzilla nerds. So where is my channel? Right there. And as you can see, I have 582 videos. Oh, really? I have 3,000 subscribers. That's not bad for recruiting YouTube. And it's free. I don't charge for any of this. But like there's sourcing links, putting it all together. There's a video right there about Start Busy LI. Now some of these are old. This is three. Some are maybe other people doing them, but these are videos. Here, let's go here. There we go. The last one I did is an extension LI. Oh, this was on the LinkedIn X-ray still works because some people were trying to say X-raying into LinkedIn doesn't work anymore. Yeah, it does. You just got to know how to do it the right way. And the last one that I did for the tool was 3 months ago, but there will be some new ones coming out as soon as the update goes into effect. But there are other tools and things here. There's ones about X-raying. There's ones about anything. And then if all else fails, just email me. I'm pretty good about it. I put time aside for almost anybody. You email me and say you have a problem, I'll go ahead and get on a Zoom call with you and show you if it's how to use the tool or how to find information on somebody or just how to find particular. I don't mind helping people. That's kind of part of what I do. So just email me. FYI, if you are a recruiter and sourcer and cannot find my email, time to find a new job. That's a joke because I am extremely easy. I make myself as easy to find as I can, and I'm going to show you.
I remember the email. It was also on your LinkedIn profile, but also the other website that you were showing.
It's on a lot of places. I gotta get into my searches right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to show you real simple. We put in Dean. Now, my last name is actually 2 words, but you'll find me either way. The very first thing you'll get to is my LinkedIn, then my Weebly, then my Recruiter Daily. If you go on LinkedIn, which we were just on 21 minutes ago, it said so. By the way, that's another extension that lets you know when you've been somewhere, which comes in real handy when you're looking at web pages of people. You can not only find out when you did it, but it also will allow you to leave notes. But
do you have a list of
right here? Wow, there's an email. Let's open it up. See, is that the only? Oh, there's a phone number. That's my cell number. Don't call me late at night. I'm West Coast. This is my email. Like I said, I'm not hard to find.
Nice, awesome. And do you have a list of the extensions that you use somewhere? We saw a few that you were featuring now, like the email finder and
all of the extensions you show me using. I'm going to go into the bronze. Let me see if it's in bronze. No, to my list of. I'm trying to figure out which one it's in because not all of them are a little different. Sites and tools. Those are sites and tools I like, but those are not. So you have to get to the silver, to the gold to get the list of my extensions, which are right here. And these are up to date. These are the extensions I use. Every extension you've seen me use is on here.
Oh, nice, nice. All right. Well, then we will check out the tool. I will also share the link in the show notes and on the podcast. People who are listening to this podcast only, they are missing out big time because you were sharing the screen and we were able to see what exactly you did. So that was super inspiring, really, to see how you would find a Java developer in Seattle. So I guess this was eye-opening and kind of mind-blowing, even for me after all these years in recruiting, because lots of people know about LinkedIn, they know about GitHub, even though they cannot use it. But now we see there is another 350 sites that we can use to search candidates.
Well, I'm sure there are more. I'm still finding them. I got a list to add to my tool of 10 more I've found since then. And I find them, I add them.
Nice.
And we didn't get into custom search engines. We didn't get into diversity searching or international sourcing, which is another whole planet.
Well, we need to schedule another one in 6 months from now or so. So cool. So cool. Well, thanks a lot for sharing all these insights. Is there any other page or website that you would like to feature for fellow listeners?
Besides that one, you can my Weebly, the search30.weebly.com.
Awesome. Okay.
And obviously, you already know about the sourcinglinks.com, and then my YouTube page. And frankly, if you got those, you pretty much. I mean, I have a Facebook page. I update it once a week with new stuff. When I do my update for YouTube, I also update Facebook with videos. I used to write blogs. Now I do more videos just because it's easier and I like it. It's more fun, more personable. I get to have my personality come out such that it is.
All right, great. Well, thanks a lot. I'll include the links in the show notes and on YouTube in the comments. So thanks a lot again, and I hope to see you soon.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.